It's great to have you here. This is my friend Petra, commonly known to me as Pi, and a number of other names, but not all of them can be used on national online
broadcast channels.
broadcast channels. And yeah, Petra, I mean, everyone, most of you on here probably know Petra by now. We've been part of Gift of Legacy since its inception, and then before that, hello Adele, and we were part of our precursors. So we've been on this journey of discovery and of possibility since January last year already. And we were just having a chat today to say, in fact, I was also chatting with my other invitee, because Petra was one of my invitees, Janine, and talking about how much change has happened in our lives, change that we've wanted since we took a chance to say yes. Now, that doesn't always have to be cash in the bank, although it has been as well, but it's been about other opportunities. It's been about friendships. I mean, Rebecca, Alistair, Adele, I'm just looking at the people that I can see on the screen here. David, everyone, we've made friends. Our worlds have expanded and opened since being part of gifting and receiving, because gifting and receiving transcends just money, right? Money's an energy. So I'm so grateful, P, that we have had this journey together, that we've been able to grow in leaps and bounds, and we've been able to actualize things that we thought were impossible before. And so thank you for coming with me on this incredible adventure.
Thank you for inviting my screen. Yes, thanks for inviting me, Pudding, aka Angela. So absolutely. I mean, I was just looking at everyone's, sitting here on the gallery, like whether it's your videos on or if it's just your name or the screenshot. And I just thought, what this actually reminds me of is, who played Pass the Parcel when you were younger? I know I did it, like every kiddie's birthday party. We used to play Pass the Parcel, and there was always a gift wrapped up. Cool. And there was always a gift wrapped up that we used to pass. So if you're on gallery view, I don't know if you can put gallery view on when the presentation's up, but just imagine that you are passing the parcel. So whoever's on the top is passing the parcel to the next frame or the next clip. And that's what carries on. And I've just popped into my awareness that that's kind of, in its most basic essence, what this community is about, is we're passing on the gifts to each other. And I mean, how much fun did we have? Yeah, how much fun did we have back then? And I guess the difference now is that as you pass on the parcel, you still keep part of the gift. So Ange will go into that, but all these fun awarenesses have been dropping in. So it's gifting. We're just gifting each other in the most basic way. So welcome to Gift of Legacy. If you are watching this for the first time, if it's on the recording, or even if you've been here, let's see what we can expand and maybe look at tonight's presentation with new eyes, a new perspective, and see what else we can pull out of it, so that we can, just share the love and the opportunity with so many people that we care about, and so many people that this will benefit. So if you are here, you'll know that you are here by invitation only. So you wouldn't have, or hopefully you wouldn't have seen something spammed on social media. So you are here because someone like Ange chose me to be one of her 2 invitees. You're here because someone thought of you and wanted you to join them on this beautiful journey of abundance. So welcome if you are here, because that person really did you and us and me a favor. Cool. So a quick disclaimer, this presentation, please remember, is for information sharing only, and it's not to be construed as financial advice. Neither Ange nor myself nor GL are registered or financial tax advisors. So we're just sharing some examples of what you can expect from Gift of Legacy if and when you join us. So if we're looking at Gift of Legacy as taking back our independence, so sharing, caring, and automated gifting economies are rising, and people are joining together to thrive instead of just surviving. So instead of all of us going at this alone, we're coming together as a collective and saying, well, how can we uplift and support each other? So we're growing beyond current monetary systems and structures. And we know that alternative currencies are emerging. I mean, we know this, it's everywhere, it's online. So the new economic paradigm is replacing outdated traditional structures that no longer serve society as a whole. So sure, they're maybe serving the 1 or the 2 percentile across the world, but they're not serving the entire community or the society, and that's what we're here to change. So a beautiful quote by Irvin Laszlo is that either we'll join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we'll become extinct. And I know for myself, and definitely Ange, we have no plan on becoming extinct. We've got far too much to do. We've got far too many lives to impact and change and make this world a better place. So that's not on the cards for me. So I'm definitely interested and keen and excited to be in a community where we're all actually uplifting and helping each other. So
nor are we in the mood for surviving. We're totally up for thriving, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've all survived at some point in our lives, and maybe multiple times, and definitely not fun, to put it lightly, at all. So how about we start thriving, all of us?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, cool. So Gift of Legacy, this beautiful gifting activity supported by a unique algorithm. So this is something that really makes us stand out, and we'll go through it. And this is what drives sustainable movement of gifts between all of us globally. So it's been a well-kept secret. For many of us, it was a complete secret to me last year until Ange, and I know it was to Angela as well, and so many of us here, but it's something that has been changing millions of lives over the years. So if you are a bit skeptical at first, you're in a great place to be, because we were all very skeptical. We ummed and ahed and we questioned and we said, is this possible? Is it truly what it says it's going to be? So if you are questioning, that's absolutely fine. And that's where we just invite you to stay with an open mind and see what else is possible. Cool. So who is this for? So of course, when it comes to abundance and blessing and supporting people, we want to believe that this is for everyone. But the truth is that this is a community of people that are like-minded and like-hearted, because that is where the magic happens. That is where the impact happens. So if any of these resonate with you, you're probably in the right place. So if you believe in the principle of sowing and reaping already, this is something you do in your life. If you believe in giving and you shall receive, it's one of those principles that carries across many religions. And do you enjoy blessing someone that you don't even know? So you'll get this beautiful opportunity to do it here. And for me, what really sticks out here as well is, do you want to take control of your own life? And it sticks out to me particularly because this is something that I neglected for a long time, because I was out there just trying to make the world a better place for everyone else. But if you do resonate with these, you've probably found yourself in a space where it's time for you to finally take back control of your own life so that you can thrive. So this is what we're doing here, and we're helping others succeed in life simultaneously. So if this resonates with you, let's get started and let's have some fun. Cool. So what is global gifting? Well, there's no limitations of borders, and we now have members over 100 countries and growing by the day. So we're uplifting communities and ourselves. And, and in that sense, it's because there is so much training and, experience that all of us are sharing with each other. So we're all learning from each other. I've grown as a human being and in my knowledge base so much in the past year. And, that's where we do evolve. That's where we do grow personally and for the benefit of others. So we're creating abundance and encouraging self-development. Because if you're not going to grow for yourself in any way, you're going to stay stuck and you're going to just be surviving all the time. So again, there's the theme. Cool.
So and it'll reflect in your money, right, as well, P. So if you're stuck in your life, it's going to be a direct reflection of what happens in your finances.
You can't keep doing what you've always done and expecting different results.
Yes.
Cool. So sacred economics, again, a term I've never heard, but what it is really is that gifting has been used around the world for centuries. But in the modern culture, it traces back to the 1960s. But if you think back, ancient, like centuries ago, it was the norm where communities or villages would help each other. So someone would be planting and growing potatoes, someone would be planting and growing corn, and they would all share it with each other so that everyone could benefit and thrive. So that's pretty much what this is based on. It's 100% legal. It's just been off the mainstream for many years. And in Africa, we know it, or we call it as the Ubuntu culture, which is really just communities helping one another. We're all passing the parcel to each other in the community. We're just a global community, which is even more fun. So blessing millions into abundance by giving everyone hope and education and all the skills that we've learned over the years, which you'll figure out and you'll find out. And we're redistributing the wealth into the hands of many. Again, instead of the 1 or 2%, because we all deserve to live blessed and abundantly. So to date, now look at this number, to date, more than 40 million US dollars have already been gifted among our community. So this isn't global, every other gifting activity. This is our community alone, over 40 million US dollars. So Ange will go through why we do dollars, but how exciting is that? And I mean, we only launched this new platform on the 10th of January. So
6 months. In 6 months.
It's 6 months already. Oh, you're right.
Totally blessing millions.
Cool. So how does it get better than that? And what else can we create?
Yes.
So decentralized is what made me feel safe. So when Ange first invited me, the idea was that we could, if this truly was going to work, how amazing, so that we could raise funds for our nonprofit. And it was just a hope and a dream, but I had the fear of, oh, good grief, this is something that's going to ask us to put our money in somewhere, and then someone's going to disappear and run off with all of our money. And that was my fear. And I was like, I'm not investing any money, and especially the nonprofit, into here if there's a risk. Decentralized takes away all that risk, because this is no company or institution or broker or trader at all. Gift of Legacy is simply an interactive website that connects all of us, that manages. Sorry, I think Daddy's arrived, so our girls are letting me know. And our girls means my dogs. So all that Gift of Legacy is an interactive website that manages the movement of the board. So it connects all of us, because there is no money, there are no tokens that goes into the platform website at all. It's literally just got all of us in there, and it connects all of us like a little intricate spider web. So all that we need is a computer or smartphone and an internet connection. And of course, WhatsApp and Telegram are essential, because that's how we connect with each other. And that is it. There's no private information that is needed or required. So peer-to-peer, the other fun things. Now remember, because we're not a company or institutional broker, there's no money that goes into the website or the platform. So how does this money get shared? Well, it's peer-to-peer. It's between you and me and all the other people. And 100% of the gift gets paid directly to you. You receive 100% of the gift, and I give 100% of the gift. So there is no third party controlling any of the money, and there are no tokens held. So it's 100% risk-free. So your gift is literally just blessing someone else and making their day in the most spectacular way if you've already received gifts. And then it's perpetual, which means, of course, that it's ongoing, non-stop, and passive. So once it's all flowing beautifully, you can just keep giving and receiving and giving and receiving for as long as you stay connected to the community, over and over for generations to come, which means that you can also bequeath your profile to someone else, leave it in your will, pay it forward to someone else. You can pay it forward to someone else, so when you're no longer walking this planet, you keep blessing other people into abundance as well. So that's really beautiful. Great grammar. So Gift of Legacy is more than just a gifting activity, because we help each other grow and succeed while supporting each other and uplifting one another. So we all just gift from the heart. We gift an unconditional gift to someone that the algorithm connects us with. And then we share the love, like Ange did with me, people that you care about, that you want to journey with. And then Ange is going to go through what it means to guide your team and become the legend, so that you can build your legacy of impact. So we're a community with the same vision, and that we want to change lives. We want to pay it forward. We want to make a difference in the lives of others, our own and in the lives of others. So this is the most beautiful platform for us to be able to do both. I'm going to hand over to Ange, and she'll take you through how it all works behind the scenes.
Awesome. So I just need to correct myself. I said 6 months earlier. Clearly, I've just added another month into the year. It's been 5 months since we launched Gift of Legacy, and yeah, $40 million has already been gifted in 5 months. It's quite spectacular. And that's what we're super excited about. And I'm really so honored to be able to share with you a little bit about how the mechanism works now. So you can follow the orange circle, and I'm going to show you how you join a board and you gift the legend on the board $100, how you will share a gift of legacy with like-minded, like-hearted people who will in turn do the same. And we're going to take a look at your journey through the 4 boards. There's 4 boards, $100, $400, $1,600, and a $5,000 board. We'll talk about your role as a gifter, builder, guide, and legend, and you will receive, and how you will receive gifts on your first cycle through the boards, totaling $42,700. I say that flippantly, but it is not flippant, considering you gift another person $100. That's it. And once you've moved through those boards your first time, that is a return of like 501%. It's just staggering. And that's only on your first time round, because then we'll also look at how on your second round through the boards, that will move to $49,700 over and over and over again, perpetually, to use the word that Petra just mentioned now. So let's get started, everybody. So how do you start? Well, you enter Gift of Legacy by gifting $100 to the legend on the board. Keep that in your mind. It's really important, because, you know, we've had some scammers on in the last few months. Whenever anyone, you know, when these guys see something good, they're like, oh, we need to get in there. And we've got so many people in our community who have just got honest hearts. And so if someone hops on their boards and they say, you know, if it's not the legend on your board, you don't give them $100. That's all you need to do. It's as simple as that. And as Petra said, there's no risk. So if you're willing to gift someone else that $100 and then just be available to see what is possible, you will get to those numbers that I just mentioned to you. And I'm going to show you what that looks like now. This is the one and only time you will ever take money out of your own pocket. And you will find out more why that is in a moment, how you will progress through the boards without adding any more of your own money in. And also how gifting, it is purely peer-to-peer. So 100% of all your gifts are sent directly to the legend, as I was saying. And I'm going to show you how we use airtime, Wise, World Remit, Revolut, bank transfer, PayPal, crypto, etc. However, you know, I mean, in my mind, I'm like, Petra and I live in the same city. So if, you know, when she's gifting me or I'm gifting her, well, I mean, you haven't requested this, but if she's gifting me on the $5,000 board, then she can definitely meet me at our favorite health shop for a smoothie and bring that $5,000 in cash. Doesn't really matter, because no one controls that. This is not a company or business that pays you out on a certain day of the month. Your money's not sitting on a platform. It's with someone else, and they're going to bring that gift to you or send it to you in the best way possible. So, you know, it's good to have these options available. There's no middleman or third party involved, ever, 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 ever. That's really exciting for us. So let's have a look at the boards. We'll start with the bronze board, and I'm going to show you how, once you've gifted that $100 as you've entered, how you're going to exit that board with $800, and then what to do with that. So let's have a look. This is how the boards looked when we first started. You'll see a visual of the new upgraded boards. Because we've only been going for 5 months, our incredible team of developers have been tweaking and making it sexier and, you know, easier to look at and follow. And it's just, they've been adding color into our beautiful world. So this is a really good display, though, to show how the boards move. So when you gift, when you join the board, you will get an inviters link, you will register, and then you will click on join board, and you will see that you will arrive as a gifter on this board. Now, it might not be in position 1. You might land anywhere on this board, depending on where your inviter is, if they're on this board or not, but you will land in a gifter position. And you will then gift the legend on the board. So as you land, you'll click on the legend's name and their details will come up, and that's when you get hold of the legend right away. You contact them directly. Remember, we're peer-to-peer. And you say, hi, I'm Angela. I am the gifter on your $100 bronze board. Where would you like to receive your gift? The legend hopefully will come back and be very excited about it and say, that's amazing. Thank you so much for gifting me. And then they will give you some gifting options, and you will agree that, and you will send the $100. And at that point, the legend, once they've received the $100, will confirm you on the board, and then you are ready to rock and roll. That's when the adventure begins. At the same time, another 7 gifters are doing the same thing as you. They're all gifting that legend. And once all 8 gifters are confirmed, the legend will click confirm on the last gift, and the board is going to split off or spin, depending on whatever terminology you want to use, and you will move up into the next position. There's a slide coming up that's going to show you how that works, but the board splits off and you move to the builder position. So now you're a builder, and that's exactly what you're going to do. It's when you're in the gifter and the builder positions where you should invite your 2 invitees if you want them to land on the board with you. Now, there's a reason for this. If you come from a multi-level marketing background, please know that this is a gifting. It's got a different algorithm. So that's going to apply in the next position and above. But at this point, as a builder, if you bring your 2 invitees, they will land directly under you on your board. So if you're the first one in there, so they're going to land in the gifter position, and this is a great place to start building. The other builders will do the same thing, hopefully, and the board will fill up again. All of these gifters are now gifting the new legend on the board. Once the legend confirms all 8 gifts, the board will spin and you'll move into the guide position. Ooh, I love being in the guide position because it's one more spin and then you're a legend. I mean, I like it even more being a legend, but it's really cool when you get to guide. There's like hope. You're like, oh, it's just this new fresh spring of hope. Now, here's something just to note. If you land in the guide position and you haven't invited your 2 invitees yet, maybe you've got 1 invitee, please know that at this point, if you bring someone in, they will be in the system as your invitee. And when you start going onto the other boards, as I'll explain to you just now, they will follow you onto those boards. But at this point, as part of our algorithm, as part of what looks after the old boards, as part of what makes us not grow too wide, if you're inviting your invitee as a guide, your invitee will land on the oldest board that may need help, because we are a gifting community. We're not multi-level marketing or what any other platform. We are a gifting community, and we're working together to help each other get to legend and to get to that place that we want to get to through all the boards. So if you already have your 2 though, this is where you're going to help the builders, who will be probably your invitees. If you followed the best kind of practice, you're going to help them to make sure that they're bringing their 2, and you want to be able to duplicate this over and over and over again. So this is where you start helping those around you to bring their gifters. The gifters are all going to gift the legend. Again, this legend's going to confirm all 8 gifts. And at that point, you will become the legend. How does it get better than that? Ooh, it's lovely to be a legend. Because at this point, every gifter that lands on this board is gifting you directly into your bank account, whichever payment platform you choose. You are communicating directly with them, and they are going to gift you. Now, at this point, once you receive your last gift, and do make sure that it's confirmed, it's in your account or whatever, crypto, whatever platform you're using, and then you can click confirm. You will have received $800 in gifts. Keeping in mind, you just brought in $100, you gifted someone $100, and at this point, you will need to have invited your 2 guests, your 2 travelers, the 2 people who you most want to journey with. This is where that needs to have happened by now. If even as a legend, if you haven't got your 2 people by the time you get to legend, you'll still receive your gifts. You just will not be able to progress to the next level, which is what I'm going to take you through now. So by this point, you must have your 2 invitees, and then let's see what happens next. So you confirm that last gift, and let's have a quick little squiz as to what happens here. So as you now move off the board, you'll see that the board splits in 2. The guides move into the legend position, and the builders move into the guide position, and the gifters have moved into the builders position. That happened quite quickly. So if you need me to play it again, let's have a look once more. You've gone off, the board splits in 2. Everyone moves up a position, and you're ready for the next load of gifters. So much fun. For those of you here for the first time, that's kind of what our boards look like now, that beautiful splash of color over the legend position. So you've got your $800. You have invited your 2 invitees that are happily journeying with you. Now, this is where we say you only use money out of your own pocket once, because at this point, you're going to use some of your gifts to move yourself up, to advance to the 400 board, as well as, and this is really important, you're going to go into the perpetual cycle of the $100 board. And I'll explain that to you now. But basically, on your first round, only the first round through, you will keep $300 because you're going to use some of your gifts to advance and to re-enter. Now, why is it so important to re-enter? Well, that is what this is about, gifting and receiving. We don't want it to be like a pyramid scheme where someone gets to the top, they make the money, and then that's it. The system is designed so that you go back down as a gifter again, and you gift someone else again, and you move through the boards again, and you get to legend, and you get gifted again. So there's that beautiful flow of gifting and receiving in this beautiful perpetual cycle of abundance that we will continue to move through. So if you choose to just take $800 and end your journey here, you will be robbing yourself of truly going on the adventure of a lifetime. So what happens in the perpetual cycle is that once you get to legend, you now don't have to advance yourself again, because it's only the first time round that you're going to use some of your gifts to advance yourself. Once you're in the perpetual cycle, every single time you graduate through the legend position, you will only use 1 gift on any of the boards, 1 gift to re-enter. And so on this particular board, you will, instead of keeping $300 like you did on the first round, you will keep $700 every single time. So it's only your first time that you will receive the 300 and use some of your gifts. After that, to infinity and beyond, as we have here, $700 every time you graduate through. How does it get better than that? Let's have a look at the silver board. So you're going to have kept $400 of your gifts. Once you've entered your perpetual cycle, you will then gift the legend on the silver board. You'll gift them $400. And when you get to legend, because all 8 gifters are gifting $400, you receive $3,200 this time around. So let's have a look then at the silver board. Once you've been gifted your $3,200, let me just pause there though to say everything is exactly the same of the movement through the board. The only thing that you don't have to do is bring more people. You only have to invite 2 people on your bronze boards. Once you have moved, you've graduated that board, you are now in the position where you can just enter your perpetual cycles and you can move through the rest of the boards. Yes, you're going to want to invite more people, and you'll continue to do that if you want to on your bronze board. But that's all that is required from you. How simple is that? I really have never seen anything quite like this. When we joined, Petra knew, I was like, I am not going to be that person that's going to be getting hold of gazillions of people and saying, kind of needy, like, join me on this thing. I didn't want people to see my name on a phone and go, oh my gosh, what does she want this time? So it was a great relief to me. Of course, I've invited many, many more people because I've seen the gift that this truly is now that I understand gifting and receiving. So on the silver board, once you graduate as legend and you've received your $3,200, here's what you do. Hold back $1,600 to enter the gold board. So you're going to advance yourself. And again, you're going to use 1 gift to move into the perpetual silver cycle. Now, here's why it's so much fun to be in the perpetual silver, because on your first round, you're going to keep $1,200 in your pocket. But have a look at what happens on the perpetual cycle. Every single time you move through this, you keep $2,800. Because why? You only use one gift every single time, over and over and over again. I love being on the perpetual $400 cycle. Oh, it's so much fun because you just, it's just so simple. You're just using one gift. For people who are used to tithing or giving a percentage back or honoring yourself with a percentage, this is all you're doing. You're just kind of reinvesting in yourself. And not that it's an investment, but I use that term loosely. But, you're putting that energy back in just in the form of one gift to keep our beautiful cycle going. The whole system is reliant on us going into the perpetual cycle, but you're blessing yourself over and over and over again by taking that journey. So let's have a look at our gold board. Same thing. You joined with 1,600. So are another 7 people on your board. When you graduate as legend, you come out the other side with $12,800. Ooh, it is life-changing. In any currency, $12,800 makes a dent in your wallet. Here's what we're going to do with them. On your first cycle through, you hold back $5,000 to enter the platinum board, and you're going to keep that one gift again to enter the perpetual gold cycle. So on your first round, you keep $6,200, but on your perpetual cycle, every single time, you're keeping almost double that, $11,200 over and over and over again. If anyone knows of another way where you can receive this amount of cash based on gifting someone else $100, do give me a call after this presentation and I'll let Petra know all about it as well. No cross recruiting in here. I'm kidding. But really, it's quite exceptional, and we've experienced it both firsthand and continue to experience it because we continue to enter our perpetual cycles. So let's have a look at this beautiful platinum board, $5,000 to enter. And it's not money coming out of your own pocket. It's gifts you've received just because you've been journeying through the boards. When you exit this board as a legend, you will have received $40,000. Pull your calculator out and see what that looks like in your currency. I can tell you in rands, it's significant. Now, by its very nature, because at this point it's our last board, there's nowhere else to advance to. So it's kind of a perpetual board in its nature. You're just always going to hold back $5,000 to re-enter the cycle. So every single time you go through this board, you're going to keep $35,000. It is so simple. When you're introduced to this the first time, and this is true for me, even more true for Petra, because I remember answering the questions for months on end, we try to overcomplicate this in our heads. It's not complicated. There's not some magic secret recipe. The recipe is this: gift someone $100, invite 2 people to do the same, help those 2 people to do the same with their invitees. And that's all there is to it. It is as simple as that. Let's recap. Summary of perpetual cycles. Once you've gone through all the boards, on your bronze board, you're always going to keep $700. You're just going to use $100 to re-enter. Silver board, you're always going to keep $2,800. Your gold board, $11,200. And your $5,000 board, $35,000. That means on your first cycle through, you are keeping in your pocket $42,700. That's aside from what you've used to re-enter. On your perpetual cycle, forever and a day, $49,700. We all gift exactly the same amount. We all receive the exact same amount. It doesn't matter if you're in the leadership team, if you're in the core 4 team, if you are brand new to gifting. Everyone gives and receives exactly the same amount. How does it get better than that? P, over to you.
Thank you. Oh, so there's so much that I love about everything that you've said and about how this community works, because it's exactly as you say, my Ange. It's, I would never be able to do this, or I wouldn't have been keen to do this rather, if I had to keep inviting and inviting and inviting and inviting and inviting, like, multi-level marketing things work. Not knocking them, they work for some people, not for me. But also that I know that I'm not going to be receiving more than anyone else that I've invited, because we all receive the same and give the same. So that's what makes me feel at peace and at calm. But let's get to the activity guidelines. So on your first cycle, you gift in $100, and that's it. So it's not $100 out of your pocket every single time. It's $100 out of your pocket, and that's it. All the other gifts come from the gifts that you receive. And then you just need to invite two like-hearted, two like-minded people to join you on this community. So people that are going to do the same, and help them to do the same. And that's it. So yes, it might sound a little bit oversimplified, but in essence, that's what it is. And like Ange said, I mean, I love to complicate something because, you know, skeptical brain, as much as I have hope, there's still the skeptical side. So this really is, it really does work like this.
Yeah.
On the perpetual cycle, once you've completed your first cycle, you'll have access to re-enter the board of the same value. So if you've just exited the $100 board as a legend, you can go back onto a $100 board. And please do this, because this is what keeps the flow going. And why wouldn't you either? Why wouldn't you want to do it? So it's crucial to our unique algorithm that is driving sustainable movement on the boards. So we keep giving, we keep receiving, and if we want to keep receiving, we need to keep giving. Alrighty.
Yeah, and I think the key word there, P, is sustainable movement of gifts, right? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a fly-by-night. Our community, it came from a precursor that's been going since 2009. We've advanced the system and we continue going, and we plan on being around forever. But that means it's our responsibility as a community to re-enter our boards, to keep the movement of the boards going. So guys, it's really important that we do that.
Absolutely. All right, so why Gift of Legacy and what makes us unique? User-friendly, so you'll have your own unique personal profile, which is informative and easy to use, and everything you need to succeed is at your fingertips, including the Academy, where if you have any questions, type in your question there in the back end. I mean, we've worked hard on putting these documents together and this information together for you, so it's all there. So before you contact support, go check out the Academy and look for the answers. There's a fail-safe system. So Gift of Legacy has various methods and algorithms that keep the board moving. And of course, the innovative algorithm, which is groundbreaking. There's nothing like this in any of the gifting communities worldwide that we know about. So this has really, really, really been groundbreaking for the community and how we work, which takes care of new participants while rewarding the existing participants. And that one way is done through is cross-pollination. And I love cross-pollination, and it's been so much fun. Instead of just keeping it tight in our own small circle, we get to meet and gift and receive to and from many people across the globe. Yeah. So you'll be using Google Translate or DeepL a lot. When you get a message on your WhatsApp and you don't have a clue what they're saying, you plug it into Google Translate and you'll come across someone there. So that's really great, because that's what keeps the movement going as well. So continuing from that, we're a global community, and which comprises of people from different countries and cultures. So please keep that in mind, that we are all different. We know that different cultures communicate a certain way, have a different way of speaking and being. And of course, you know, some of it gets lost in translation when you are translating it to another language. So let's just come with that first, that it's a gifting community with the essence of compassion and love and kindness, and let's speak to each other the same way. So not limited to 2, because by now, once you start feeling and tangibly experiencing what Gift of Legacy is and what it can do and how it can bless you to others, you might say, I've got more than 2. Can I invite more than 2? Absolutely, you can invite more than 2. But you only need 2, but you can keep inviting. There's a community support team, which is available at giftoflegacy.com. So live chat will answer all the questions, but please look for the answers first in your academy. And remember that the support team, like Ange and myself, we're all volunteers here. So no one's getting paid. So please don't expect a turnaround time of 2 minutes or 5 minutes, like when you go into your insurance and there's a live bot. So these are human beings that are volunteering of their time in between their families and the work. And then fast tracking, Ange will take you through it. So there are multiple strategies which you can move ahead faster if you wish.
Yeah. let's have a look at fast tracking. So, there's some of us who are happy just to join a board and just gently journey all the way through, and that's great. That you need to work at your own pace, and also not sort of operate within the space in desperation. And if you're in need, it becomes really tricky for people. But if you're someone who likes to play, who likes to hop ahead and keep it moving faster, or if you're someone that has a big network, particularly those of you who come from a multi-level marketing environment, this will be lots of fun for you. Because if you invite more than 2 invitees, this is after you've been confirmed on the bronze board. So you need to have gifted someone, being confirmed, and you've had your first 2 invitees. As soon as you've got your invitees, that $400 board unlocks and gives you the opportunity to join it. Now, the only time you join that is if you've got $400 available to join it. So don't even bother joining the board and then asking the legend to, as a number of us have had with, people maybe in some other countries or wherever it might be, depending where you are on the call, saying, please, can I just sit here? And then when I become legend, I'll give you double the amount. I had that this week, in fact. Don't you make that? It's like the legend got to the legend position. They also waited to get to the legend position. So when you land on their board, you're their gifter. So be ready to gift them. So fast tracking, if you've got 2 people, the silver board opens. If you have another 2 people, the gold board opens. It's once you've moved through the silver board. The gold board is as soon as you get onto the silver board and you gift the legend and you are confirmed, the gold board will open up for you. And the same is true for the 5,000. Once you've gone through the gold board, you've gifted the legend, you're confirmed on the board, the $5,000 board will open. So that's just allowing us to move through the boards quickly, but you need to have been confirmed and gifted on the board before. Now, this is a little bit different than how it was when we started out. And so we're very grateful to our developers who've enabled more people to move through the boards. But again, no skipping boards. You need to be gifting a legend, confirming, and then you have the opportunity to move ahead. So fast tracking's there. There's lots of training available to have a look at that. So quickly to go through, no promoting on social media. It's not permitted. This is a gifting community, and it's to protect our community and us. And also you want to be journeying with people that are like-minded, like-hearted. So you want to actually go on a journey with people you'd like to take a really great holiday with, or who you'd like to start a business with, people that you trust. So up to you. Lots of people have got strategies, but you cannot use Gift of Legacy's name as in, I'm in Gift of Legacy, come and join me on social media. Someone's going to contact you and ask you to take that right down. We also said, please don't fill spaces. So what we've had is people needing to invite 2 people, and so they put their dog and their cat or their kids or whatever. You're going to be cutting off your own nose to spite your face, because you're going to have to find invitees for those 2 positions. So just chat to people. This is the essence of a gifting community, is to invite people around you. The more the merrier. And we want to bring a community in. And our community now is sitting at already almost, I think Chris said 300,000 people. 5 months. $40 million and almost 300,000 people. We started with 7,900 people who migrated across. It's staggering. So if the community have been able to grow that much, you will find your 2 invitees. Choose them carefully. Yeah. Be the messenger, not the message. When you first come, or even the first couple of times, it's really kind of difficult to explain something that you haven't been part of. So our advice is don't. Come, just bring them to a call, and we will do that for you. And the Zooms, they're different presenters. So you might not like my style or Petra's style, but tomorrow Chris will be on, or Tim will be on, or, Cans will be on, and Alan, you may resonate with them, or any of our amazing foreign language presenters around the world who have also come on as guests. Let us do that for you until you are ready to do your own presentations. Attend regular live presentations and watch the recordings. Like we always say, it's like having a fireplace. If there's a log in the fire, if you take it out of the fire, the log gets cold. And I mean, Petra and I were talking today, we've even experienced this as people who've been in from the beginning. If we disengage for too long from the community or from popping onto a call, you kind of it's just something dampens in you. Not even, you continue doing it, but If you want to be passionate, you really want to grow this, you want to get the maximum out of it, just make sure that you attend the presentations or tap into the community. It's really, really important to do that. There is extensive training available. And as my brother from another mother, Reegs, who was presenting with me, is on assignment out of the country now. He always says, trained always beats untrained. And isn't that true for anything in life? You may be able to wing it once or twice, but if you're trained and you really understand what you're doing, your chances of success are so much more. So it's important to understand, of course, that there's no guarantees. Success or failure of any participant will depend on your willingness to follow the guidelines. It's you can go to the gym, you can take out the membership, but unless you actually go in and do a couple of crunchies, you ain't going to get your six-pack. That's for sure. So yeah, it also remains the individual participant's responsibility to ensure compliance with your tax laws in your country. Again, we're not a business that's monitoring that for you, but for the integrity of Gift of Legacy, it would be really great if you make sure that you're kind of getting all of that compliance done. We are a decentralized platform, as Petra said in the beginning, and there is no third-party ownership or partnership. If you're joining Gift of Legacy through a third party or part of a package or part of another, a lineage or something that are working it in their own way, that's at your own risk. This is super simple. You join, you gift $100, you bring 2 people. You don't need a middleman, and you only ever gift a legend once you are already on the board. So if someone is saying, join through me and give me $120, you don't need to do that. It's $100, always and forever. So 100% peer-to-peer, no funds get paid to out to a legend until you're on the board. So really just keep that in mind to protect yourself. We've got presentations on Monday nights now. We've got, Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. Monday, we've got Motivation Mondays. We've got orientation workshops on Wednesdays. On Fridays, Cans and Alan have been unpacking various parts of and topics from GL. And of course, we've got presentations happening all the way through the week in every possible language. This is moving in the most magnificent way. So share it, share it, share it. If you want to just keep your finger on the pulse, join one of our official Telegram groups. You may enjoy the Gift of Legacy testimonial group, because that's where you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, from people in the community, how their lives have been changing. And there's a reason we've grown to 300,000 people in such a short period of time. So there's something here. You want to find out more, go and join our groups. So now this is for those of you who are already part of Gift of Legacy and you already have your 2 invitees. We have our beautiful GGM initiative that has our love heart positions. Now, this is, I invited someone to love heart position this week, actually. But it's basically, if you've got someone that you know in the community, it can be your church, it can be a caregiver, it can be a soup kitchen, an animal organization, orphanage, rehabilitation center, your domestic, your gardener, whatever it might be. And you know that they will not be able to bring their 2 invitees, then a love heart position is something that you can look at for them. It will mean when they join the board that you will still need to gift a legend on the board. So if you're inviting them, you might be the one gifting that legend, whatever your arrangement is. But after that, they will be part of GGM, and the positions will be filled underneath them. It's such a gift to the entire Gift of Legacy that we've got GGM, because it has also been our MPO that has been funding the algorithm. It's been the thing that has kept Gift of Legacy updating and looks after it every single day. So invite those people to that space. And also, if you would like to donate towards, because remember, Gift of Legacy is by the people, for the people. So if you want to participate and, maybe out of your gifts you're getting, out of your $5,000 gift, you want to send $100 to GGM to help keep Gift of Legacy flowing beautifully, then you can also donate. So chat to any of us if you want to find out more about that. It will be a real gift to us all. And that is it. I mean, there's so much more that we could say, But we know that there's only so much that you can take in when it's your first time, second time, third time, or, you know, as you said, if you've been on here for a while and you haven't been around for a bit, we just thank you so much for joining us and for coming to hear more and for spending this evening with us. So I'm going to stop sharing and let's just check in the chat. Were there any questions that anyone had in the chat?
Yeah, so
a quick one, but we've got like 5 minutes left.
I've just responded to one that Florence had about, you know, GL being a pyramid scheme and if there's anything complying and documentation, legal backing, etc. So I just said, you know, Florence, anyone else here, please just watch the presentation again. Because if you know what a pyramid scheme is, you'll know that GL isn't a pyramid scheme. So I've just popped in a few examples there, and that a gift of legacy is not a business or a company or a broker, which we covered in the presentation. So there's no owner. So the money doesn't go into some way or someone because it's not going into the platform. It's peer-to-peer. So we're literally giving each other gifts. That's it. It's not going to a company. There's no money going into a business or a company where it sits. And the other one is also, unlike a pyramid scheme, we cycle back down to gift again. So again, there is no one that stays at the top and keeps receiving and receiving and receiving. So just watch the presentation again. Get all those that you said have got the same questions. Get them to watch it again. And there's even a beautiful document in the Academy that one of our team created about how GL is different, why it is not multi-level marketing, why it's not a pyramid scheme. So all the answers are
why it's not a duplication scheme, why there's a whole bunch that we cover off. So it's all in there.
Yeah, and just keep coming to calls. And then you'll understand. Yeah.
And P, someone has asked on YouTube as well. Blessed has asked, hi everyone, if I join GL and don't bring my 2, what will happen to me? Well, as we also said in the presentation, you will still be able to get to legend on the bronze board, but you will not be able to advance on the boards and you will not be able to re-enter. And that is another reason that when we did meet with the financial watchdogs, it was kind of in our favor. It's not ideal in normal, your normal logical brain will go, oh, but then, so you can get to legend, you can still receive money, but even if you haven't got your 2, yes, that can happen because we've said you gift $100 and you will receive $800. You just won't be able to advance. And the fun starts once you get through your first bronze board. Your first bronze board is where you put in all the effort. It's where you bring it's where you're doing the work. It's where you're building community.
Yeah.
Once you get through there, that's when the party starts. Now you're in perpetual cycles. You don't have to advance yourself in those cycles. So you're getting full gifting and you're advancing and you're receiving so much more. So much more. We can attest to that. It's a thing of beauty. So yeah, bring your 2 and you'll go so much further and have so much more fun. And in fact, don't only bring your 2, bring everyone you love who can benefit from this.
Bring your 10, absolutely, Alistair. Yeah, and guys, and this is the importance of coming onto the Zoom calls. Because there is a lot of information. So, if you are asking questions that we have covered already, it's because there's a lot of information. It's a new language. So that's why we encourage you to either watch the recording, come onto another presentation with one of the different presenters, because maybe they'll say it in a slightly different way. And because this seed has already been planted, it's there in your subconscious. When you hear it again, it might make more sense. So like I asked Ange so many questions because I just kept trying to overcomplicate it. I was like, that cannot be that simple. So I just asked questions, I went onto the calls, and the more I did, the more I familiarized myself with it. And then that's when you can answer confidently when people have questions to ask you. So ask the questions, but make sure you're doing the homework as well by coming onto the calls and as many as you can so that you can learn for yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't see any more questions here or in the chat. So we just want to wish you all the most wonderful week. Thank you for being with us tonight. P, it was just such a treat to hang out with you a little bit and to share this thing that literally has contributed to our lives in the most magnificent way since we joined last year, January. We could never have imagined this journey that we'd be going on together.
No, absolutely. And one thing as well, if I can just just encourage everyone that's on here is you might think, oh, I don't want to invite this friend or this friend because they're not going to be open to it, or they can't afford it, or whatever it is. Can I encourage you to let them make that decision? So don't take that opportunity away from people that you care about to say yes or no. Don't put that judgment. Put it out there, and then at least they can never turn around, point fingers and say, well, if you'd invited me, then I would have been in the same position as you by now. So let them make the decision. So I just felt I needed to say that.
Yeah. This is life-changing stuff.
Absolutely.
Guys, be blessed so that you can be a blessing. What else is possible for us? And how does it get better than this? We love you. We adore you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again soon. Mwah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye-bye.